In the previous video, I talked about creating text using the text tool from the toolbar. So recall that we can go select the text tool, click in the graphics view where we want to place our text, and then we've got this dialog that pops up where we can start typing our text, and we have a live preview. So this is nice, and it's nice to be able to just have some static text, but a lot of times you want to reference values from your GeoGebra construction within your text. So let's see an example of this. I'm going to go ahead and actually just create 2 points, A and B. We can drag these around. And now what we're going to do is create some text and reference these points to see how we can do that. So I'll open up this text dialog. What I'm going to do is say location of A, and here I want to give the coordinates of the point A. From the advanced dropdown, there's a little GeoGebra icon where we can see that we can find all of the objects in our construction. So if I click A and select that, you notice that up in our text area, we've got this orangish looking box with A in it. And this means that the value of A is going to be inserted right here. So if we go back to our preview, now we see we've got the coordinates of A within our text. So I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to go ahead and style this text a little bit just so it's a little larger. Okay, so now we've got this text, and as we move A, notice how this text updates really quickly. So it's totally linked to this point A, and this is really convenient. Now, if I double click on this text, it's going to reopen that text dialog so we can go in and change our text. So we could have also chosen B from this advanced tab, and we could have gave the coordinates of B. There's also ways to combine any one of these, any of your objects together. So really in your text, you can do arbitrary GeoGebra computations and insert that value into the text. So what I'm going to do is delete my text. Now I'm going to say combined location. And if I go and select empty box, it's not really clear what this is, but if I select empty box, it's going to put an empty box in my text area. And if I click on this empty box, it'll pull open a little text area where I can type in a GeoGebra command. So I'm going to do A plus B. And if I click out of there, now in our box we've got whatever we typed in there. We can always edit that just by clicking on it. But if I hit OK, now our text changes to combined location. And what I did was added the coordinates of these 2 points. So if I drag A, that updates. If I drag B, that also updates. So you can do arbitrary GeoGebra computations within text, and this is really convenient. You can do all kinds of things with this. So real quick, I'm going to delete everything and do a quick example. So first of all, I'm going to define a function. I'll just use my favorite one, e to a power of sine of x. I'm also going to create a slider named n, and we'll just go from -4 to 4 with small increments. And then I'm going to put a point on this graph. So we'll do n, comma f of n. So we'll put a point on this graph whose x coordinate is n. So we'll hit enter there. And now what I'm going to do is create some text. I'm going to select my text tool. And now if you have your text tool and you hover over a point in the graphics view, you'll notice that it kind of highlights this point. And if I click on that point, it's going to link this text so that its location is that point. So I'll select that point. And now what I'm going to do is just type in, we're going to do parenthesis, left parenthesis, and then I'm just going to put an empty box to show how we can use this. We'll do n for this empty box. We'll put a comma, and we'll put another empty box whose value is f of n. So we can actually compute the value of f of n, and it'll put it in this text. So if we go to the preview, we've got 0, 1, which looks right. We'll go ahead and hit OK. I'll adjust my text a little bit. I'm going to make it a little bit larger so that we can see it. And now, as we vary n, the coordinates of that point are showing in our text box. So this is one way we can take that text tool and insert values into our text.